In 120 days I'll be starting my first 100k mountain ultra, but in 50 days I'll be starting a race here in the Netherlands. Because I live in a very flat area, I'm going to participate in a race where I will run for 12 hours up and down an artificial hill of 48 meters. Today I'll be doing a race simulation of 4 hours, so I'll be running 4 hours up and down the Col du VAM. The route is 3.3 kilometers, which covers around 100 meters of elevation gain. So the course is 3.3 kilometers long, around 100 meters of elevation gain. I'll be trying to run all the downhills and walk all the uphills and run all the flat parts. I won't go all out because I really want to feel like getting to know my pace for the 12-hour attempt and not the 4 hours of today.
Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now, top corner talking home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now.
We've done 2 kilometers, 12 minutes. We're starting a little bit too fast. The route is surprisingly beautiful. The weather is great, and now we've started our first climb really on the VAM-Berg. We completed the first lap in 22 minutes, not quite okay, but of course it would be too fast for the 12-hour attempt. The route is surprisingly nice, the weather is beautiful, kind of warm. We'll be hiking here for the next 3.5 hours, so the sun will set and go a little bit lower and cool off a little bit. What a beautiful route. Already looking forward to the race in 50 days. Finished our second loop, 21 minutes, still feeling great. So far we're going way too fast, that's for sure. Third round, 23 minutes, feeling very easy. In 1.5 hours we finished our fourth lap, 23 minutes, so the pace is dropping a little bit, but only a little bit. The weather's still nice, feeling great. Let's go. We've been running for 2 hours now, 17.5 kilometers exact. The fifth loop we did in 23 minutes, so we're slowing down a little bit, but as long as we're staying sub 30 minutes for every loop, I will be very happy. A fun thing about this mountain, or the Col du VAM, the VAM-Berg, is that it's an artificial mountain. It's a mountain made of trash, and they laid down a cycle route and a mountain bike route, and we're running on this mountain bike track, which will be the course of the race as well in 50 days. So we're running up and down a 48 meter high mountain of trash. So this course basically The first kilometer is mostly downhill and some little uphills. Then you have one flat, more or less flat kilometer where you can run most of the time. And then it's 1 kilometer, mostly climbing with a little bit of downhill. Round 6, 24 minutes. 2.5 hours, finished the first half marathon. Legs are starting to feel a bit heavy, a bit more tired, but we are still running the downhills and the flat parts and walking the uphills. It's all about forcing yourself to run as long as possible on the flat and downhills and start running straight away when you start climbing. So it's all a big mental game. I don't want to lose too much time with walking if it's very much runnable. Lap 7, the first lap of 3.3 kilometers, which we did in 25 minutes. After 24 kilometers in a little bit less than 3 hours, we're gonna take our first break. We're going to the car, get some drinks. After a break of 8 minutes, we're running again. We're at 24 kilometers and the temperature is getting a little bit lower, which is very pleasant. My legs are still feeling okay, a bit heavy, nothing unexpected. We're currently doing the 8th lap, which will be the slowest because we took a break at the car. And this is the toughest part. Well, at least no, it's not the toughest part. For me, the toughest part is the kilometer of running. But after the kilometer of running, you have to transition into uphill hiking, which is quite heavy on the hamstrings. We started at 3 o'clock, so now it's 6 in the evening. In the beginning there were a lot of cyclists here as well, but now there's almost no one. And the weather is cooling down. After 8 loops, we are turning around because we think the race will be in the opposite direction. So this will be a very new experience for us. The last loop we did in 34 kilometers because we took the break as well. So we're quite happy with the pace. We just finished lap 9, 26 minutes. Which is decent, I guess. We're getting a little bit slower. Almost at 30 kilometers. And almost at 4 hours. 3 hours, 44 minutes. Just reached 30 kilometers. We're now at the more or less flat kilometer, which is the toughest of them all. Because you're really required to run, which is not easy after all this descending and climbing. Almost 4 hours in, 31.5 kilometers. 4 hours, 31.7 kilometers, and almost 1,000 meters of elevation gain. In 50 days, I will have to do this 3 times as long. So my biggest takeaways from this day are: I have to try to spend as much time on my feet as possible. Ideally, the full 12 hours, I would be able to finish at least 2 loops every hour. But I think I will be starting around 24 minutes for every loop pace, which is more than 2 loops an hour, of course. And I was mostly eating gels today. And I have to start eating more solid food. Otherwise, my stomach won't be able to cope with all this food for the whole day. So in 50 days, I will be starting at the VAM 12 hours race.